What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're gonna be going over the top 10 cards that you can buy in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM for under 5k MT. One of these guys is slightly over 5k. The rest of these guys I think are comfortably under it. I made this list last night, and one of the cards, he's a center. He went from 4.95k to like 5.5k, but he's not that expensive, and he will be under 5k at some stage again, I would say. So we are going to be looking at 2 per position, and again, it's not going to be like 2 primary point guards. It's literally just going to be 2 guys who can play at the point guard, something like that. So you guys are just going to get a 10. This is in no particular order, because honestly, there's not one of these guys that I would say is like a complete, like, just much better than everybody else. It's not like in an under 10k list where it's like, oh yeah, Surge. Surge is the best by a mile. So it's not anything like that. So now we are going to get onto it. I think I haven't done this list since like October for under 5k, which is kind of mad. So point guard, well, the 2 point guards. First up, Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley's a really nice card. He's a really nice card. The signed one is definitely quite a bit better than the unsigned one. I think both of them are under 5k as far as I'm aware. Maybe it's just the unsigned one. Really? Okay, so I want to see what price the signed one is. The signed one is that little bit better. What price is the signed one? What? Signed one is like... Okay, he's glitched. He's probably under 5k. Or at least close to it. 5.9k. I'm just gonna... Because again, the stats are the same. So he's a little bit over 5k. If you want to go under 5k, just use the other Avery Bradley, because the big difference between the 2 Avery Bradleys, I think it's clamps, which is worth it, which is a really good badge to have, especially because you're guarding ball. So I would advise you to go over to 5k and buy the other Avery Bradley if you want to use one of these. But at the same time, this one for under 5k is perfectly cheap. It's perfectly good, and if you are like, again, just starting out the game, he's under 2,000 MT. You are paying like 1,800 MT for a guy who is a really good defender, has got quick dribble style, and base 40. So he's got the same release as Gary Payton. He's 6'3", got a decent wingspan, got half pickpocket. He's also comes with like gold clamps, gold interceptor, gold intimidator, gold mismatch expert. He's got bailout on gold, or quick for a step on gold, bullet passer, ankle braces, menace on gold, ball stripper, hustler. So he's got so many good badges. His jump shot, again, is the same as Gary Payton's. 87 3-ball, he will hit very consistently. He's not going to be, in terms of just creating off the jump shot, he's not going to be greatest, but in terms of just catch and shoot, he's going to be brilliant. He's also going to have a 70 jab and dunk, which is the same as Gary Payton, which is not great, but he'll dunk when he's open. He's got 95 steal, or 94 steal, 95 perimeter, decent interior, and a good block rating of 77. Speed is pretty nice with 94 lateral quickness. And then the real difference between this card and Payton is obviously badges-wise, Payton's a lot better, and Payton has got the 98 on-ball steal tendency. But in terms of like actual stats, Bradley's quite similar, and they both come with quick dribble style. They both come with base 40. It's like Bradley is legitimately just the cheap Gary Payton, and he's 2,000 MT. Really good player. Really good player. And then we've got the guy that I called the cheap Baron Davis. We got Eric Bledsoe. So Eric Bledsoe he might have gone up in price, because my video is on like 10,000 views right now, so he may have gone up in price, but he was like 3,000 MT earlier today. He's definitely has to be under 5. Yeah. Perfect. For all you guys saying I'm manipulating the market, hell no. He hasn't even... Dude has gone up like 100 MT. So, Bledsoe. Bledsoe's 6'1", but he's got a really long wingspan. And if you know anything about Donovan Mitchell, you guys know that wingspan is huge when it comes to these cards. Having a long wingspan is really important. It helps a player build a lot. But he's got 43 goals, so he's got a lot of shooting badges. He's got like ankle breaker, pickpocket. He's also got basically every defensive badge in the game. He's got bailout, handles for days, quick first step, space creator, stop and go, tight handles, unpluckable. Problem is he does come with power dribble style, which is not great. Also does a ball stripper. But he's got a really decent 3-ball, a great driving dunk of 95. He has got solid ball handling, good interior. However, the block rating is a little bit low. He's got 93 steal, 92 perimeter defense, as well as 94 speed, sweep, ball, and acceleration, and 93 lateral quickness. In terms of tendencies, these tendencies are okay as far as I'm aware. 50, it's not the greatest, but you know what? It could be worse. And yeah, so he is a really solid point guard. His player build's good, jump shot's good, and he's a player that definitely you guys are gonna like using if you're on a budget and you're looking for a point guard. Then we're going on to the 2 guards, and this is kind of underrated one. There's not that many good cheap 2 guards, by the way, and like this is like there's no order to this, but the next guy is a lot better than this guy. It's Justice Winslow. I actually like Justice Winslow. Sorry, it's well, Justice Winslow's on the list. He's not meant to be there for the 2, but he's meant to be small for it. But screw it. Let's just go over Justice Winslow. Like Justice Winslow Amethyst is cheap. Like he's 2,000 MT. Like the guy is 2,000 MT. Or he's a really simple Evo, and you can get the order for cheap. 6'6", got a good player build. 38 goals and a half catch and shoot. As well as that, he comes with like gold clamps, gold interceptor. He's got a really good release in base 20. Stop and go, tight handles, sniper, green machine, bullet, a volume shooter. The problem is he's not the greatest dribbler and he doesn't have range. Like that is the real that's the real issue with the card. So that's the thing that kind of like keeps him a little bit off like the higher spots in the list. But like the guy's really his thing that like is the reason why he almost didn't make the list. But good 3-ball, good dunk, good ball handle, really solid defense, and really decent speed, ball acceleration, decent lateral, and a really good release. He just plays better in game than stats suggest. Winslow is surprisingly really good. Then we've got, this is an Evo, and this is like, there's an asterisk on this specific player right here. And I could not really find that many great 2s and 3s. There are 2 guys I'm going to go over after these that have been in basically every budget list since the start they've ever been on. But it's Buddy Hield. Like, his diamond isn't that cheap. His Evo does take a little bit of time. But like, you can get Buddy Hield Amethyst for 3,000 MT. Like, I still think at 3,000 MT, Amethyst isn't that terrible. The big difference is defense, obviously. Like, their offense the same. Big difference is plus 17 steal, plus 13 perimeter defense, and he gets a bunch of gold defensive badges and 4 extra Hall of Fame defensive badges. Like, Amethyst Buddy would barely make, like, he wouldn't make this list, but he wouldn't be too far off because how good he is on offense. However, the fact that he has that Evo capability is what's putting him on the list. And then again, Buddy Hield Diamond still starts for me. Like, he's incredible. So that's why he's on the list. But then, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The guys that have been on basically every list and are now still, like, they're even cheaper now. Mikal Bridges. Just 2,100 MT. 2.1k. 2.1k for Mikal Bridges. He's got 6'6", but he's got that 7'3" wingspan, half interceptor. He's got corner specialist, that really good base 80 release, gold clamps, gold posterizer, gold blinders. Obviously he doesn't have range, but he has bullet, has menace. He has like silver downhill, silver quick first step. He's also got a really good 3-ball. He can dunk. His ball handle's good. His steal and perimeter defense is exceptional. Actually, ball handle's not great. His steal and perimeter defense are exceptional. His ball handle is basically, it's low enough that you're only really going to be able to just kind of run in circles and dunk with him. But his defense is still brilliant. Speed's good. Lateral's good. Like, again, for 2,000 MT. 2,000 MT! We're starting out the game. This guy's a no-brainer. And then, how do we have one without the other? Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones. You can't have one without the other. I was looking at Eddie. When I was looking for Eddie Jones, he was like 2,900 MT, but 4,000. Eddie Jones, again, half interceptor. That's a big thing about Eddie Jones. Half interceptor. He's got 39 golds. He moves a bit better. He's got like quick chain. He's got blinders. He does only have slasher dribble style, which is not the greatest. But he's got quick first step on gold. Got sniper on gold. Limitless takeoff. Menace. Base 31, which is super easy to green. A 93 ball. He's got an 85 driving dunk. Also got like 95 steal, 93 perimeter defense. Good speed, sweep, ball, and acceleration, and 94 lateral quickness, which is absolutely insane. For 4k, that's nuts. And then if there is a player that you guys If you guys don't agree with Buddy Hield, I think I forgot this guy when I was making my list, but Caruso, I think, deserves a spot. I think Caruso. Maybe get rid of Winslow, or if you don't agree with the fact that I have Buddy Hield on the list because he needs to be Evo to be really good, go and get yourself an Alex Caruso. Oh, he was 2,000 MT the last time I checked. Okay, he's over 5k, so let's ignore Alex Caruso. Okay, so now we're at the power forwards. First up, Aaron Gordon, a diamond. Aaron Gordon's really, really good. So he does everything well. Like, the guy does everything well, and he's in and around the 5,000 MT mark. Like, he was 2.5k at one stage, so he's a lot more expensive now than he was a while ago. But it doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. He's still brilliant. Like, still brilliant value as well. Like, 4.5k. For 4.5k, you're getting half corner specialist, a couple of half defensive badges. You're also getting things like gold clamps, gold interceptor, gold intimidator, gold rise up, gold downhill, quick first step. He's going to be a really good defender. He's going to hit wide open corner threes. A good three ball, great driving dunk. He's got really solid defensive stats. Really decent speed through ball and acceleration. Or very decent speed and acceleration, not the great speed ball. Decent lateral. And yeah, just an all-around really, really good card to have at that power forward position, especially if he's sitting corner. Because he's going to green an awful lot of corner threes. So yeah, he is going to go in there as one of my power forwards. And my other power forward is this new guy, Boris Diaw. Like, Diaw's not expensive at all. He's really not. Like, you're getting Diaw for, in the, like, again, it's Avery Bradley money for Diaw. Like, you're paying less than 2,000 MT for this guy. He's flawless. Like, he is a jack of all trades, master of none, by the way. He's got, as far as I'm aware, all the same SIGs as, can't even remember the guy's name. Batum. And him and Batum are clones of each other. And I think they have been clones of each other for years in my team. Well, at least since last year they made them clones of each other. But he's 6'8", decent player build, half post playmaker, which is a decent badge. I think it's half dimer is the badge he gets. I'm pretty sure he gets half dimer with his signed card. And like, look, gold to half dimer. I've played with enough cards of gold half dimer. It helps. It's not like it's the it's a massive factor. It's a good badge, but look, I'm not gonna pay extra for a half dimer. But half catch and shoot corner specialist, or say gold catch and shoot corner specialist, gold brick wall, gold dimer, gold clamps, gold intimidator. You got gold rebound chaser, gold rise up, gold bailout, gold dream shake, gold set shooter, unpluckable, sniper, green machine, mouse in the house, bullet pass. It's like he's got a lot of really good gold badges. He's going to hit a lot of shots. But look at these stats. Look at how, outside of driving dunk, look at how well-rounded these stats are. They're exceptional. Like, outside of driving dunk, everything's above 82. Literally, everything is 82 or higher other than driving dunk. If this card was released in NBA 2K17, we would be saying, oh my god, this is the best all-around card in the game. If it was released in the endgame of NBA 2K17. Obviously, the times have changed, but like, he does everything. The guy's essentially 85 plus in everything. Heck, even in 2K18-19, this guy would have been seen as a borderline endgame card. He is exceptional, lads. Absolutely exceptional. Does everything well, and for 2,000 MT, you can't go wrong. Now we're on to the centers. So, I'm going to go Mobley. Like, I still think Mobley's good. I don't think Mobley's as good at, like, I think he's weak. I think he can be abused. Like, but for 2.5k, I don't think he's bad. I think for that price, you're looking at a really good card. The only problem with Evan Mobley is that he can be abused. The 68 strength rating is the big problem. So he has got like post playmaker on Hall of Fame, but he comes with like catch and shoot, brick wall, drop step, or put back pass, glue hands, clamps, interceptor, intimidator, hook specialist, rebound chaser, worm, bailout, ankle braces, hustler. And the big thing with Mobley is that he's 7 foot. But for me, I think he's more of a power forward in the center. I just had to find two guys for center because he's not the greatest post game. He's actually a really decent three-point shooter. He's a decent dunker. His block rating is pretty good. His perimeter defense is good. His steal rating's low though. His rebounding is meh. Speed 2 on acceleration are alright. Lateral is pretty good. But the problem is that the 68 strength means that if somebody knows what they're doing, they will eat him alive. They will just get him under the rim and pay mash him. It's a big problem. Again, I didn't even notice how bad of a problem it was, because no one has abused my Mobley that I've used him. But I just know when I came up against Mobley that weekend in Limited, or last weekend in Limited, or whenever, no, it wasn't last weekend, whenever the weekend was 2 pink diamonds, and you had to run 2 pink diamonds, 2 amethysts. I think it was the last one of season 3, where it was like 2 pink diamonds, 2 amethysts, and or 2 up opals, 2 amethysts, and then every other card had to be sapphire. I literally, anytime I saw Mobley on the floor, I subbed on Julian Salgaskis, backed him down under the basket and paint mashed him. And teams did not know, nobody knew what to do against me. So he literally cannot guard anyone if he gets paint mashed, which is a bit of a problem. But if you play him a power forward and he's not getting paint mashed, he's actually really good. And if you're honestly playing against someone who's just pick and popping or not abusing the fact that he has no strength inside, you're pretty good. He's pretty good, but he can be, at his best, he's better than the guy I have at number 1, or not number 1. He's better than the other center by a mile, but he does have a huge weakness. And then this guy is the guy that's a little bit over 5k. It's Andrea Bargnani. Bargnani's solid. He's like a better Wall and GG. So Bargnani is normally somewhere between 5 and 5.5k. That's normally the price for a Bargnani. So like you're paying like 5.2 thousand MT for him. I will put like an asterisk here. This list is under 5k, but I would strongly, in terms of value, I would strongly advise you guys to spend that little bit extra and go for a Ibaka and Birdman combo. Like that would be my advice to most people, would be to spend a little bit extra for an Ibaka Birdman combo. But what you're getting with Bargnani is you're getting absolutely elite shooting center. You're getting a center who's not ever going to miss wide open, especially in the corners. He's got really decent interior defensive badges as well. His size, he's a big guy. He's decent in the post. Obviously, brilliant shooter. His ball handle's kind of bad. By kind of bad, I mean, the rating's surprisingly high, but it's bad. He's also got 85 block, which is actually pretty good. He gets a ton of blocks. Don't get me wrong, he gets a ton of blocks. He's not going to play perimeter defense, but he's going to be decent interior. He's also got pretty okay, but not great rebounding. Pretty okay speed. Like if you're comparing the speed to Clint Capella, it's very similar. And like lateral quickness is still not terrible. For me, he's just better Wong GG. That's the best way to describe him. He's just a better Wong GG, but not an absolutely spectacular card. But for cheap centers, I think he's not at his best. He's not as good as Mobley, but he doesn't have as many weaknesses, so it's harder to expose Bargnani. Like Bargnani's not that slow on the perimeter, so you can't like really expose him that badly with a point center. I know you can slightly, but it's not gonna be that bad. So yeah, just overall a really solid card. For the center position, for all of these guys, I'm like, oh yeah, these guys can play at almost any level. I'm confident that you could throw in Mikal Bridges in competitive and you're fine. Outside of probably like Winslow and the Winslow point guard centers, I think you could throw in Diaw, Aaron Gordon, Mikal Bridges, Eddie Jones, and Evo Buddy Hield in any scenario, and you could get away with it. I think the other one's kind of not. But I still would probably, if you're looking value-wise, would advise you guys to go a little bit up with some of the positions. Like, for example, Marcus Smart is quite a bit better than both of these 2 point guards, and he's about 7.5k. Serge Ibaka is like 8k, and he's better than both the centers. A Birdman's like 15k, and he's a lot better than both the centers. So I'd probably advise you to go a little bit up on all of these cards. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. These are the best cards in the game for under 5,000 MT. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.